Planters Bank was founded in 1946 by farmers and business owners because they needed a community bank that knew them and understood their business. A lot has changed since then, but Merchants and Planters Bank is still employee-owned and operated, and we're still committed to knowing and understanding the needs of every customer we serve. Great rates, fast turnarounds, and experienced local bankers ready to work for you. That's why you should choose Merchants and Planters Bank. Stop in any of our 12 locations or contact us at mnpbank.com.
Welcome to Sports Unleashed, Cable 15 TV. Hayden Schultz, David Black, Josh Nation. Ben Black on assignment again?
I suppose.
I suppose that is. He's probably home with the family, I would think. Probably where he needs to be, and that's okay. But we're not going to be here long tonight. About a 3-hour show. You folks like to stay along with us. You can join us at any time. And Hayden's about to have a fit, maybe, because we're going to be 3 hours. What do you think? Now, you're not going to be here 3 hours, are you?
We'll roll.
Rock and roll. I love it. I love it. We got a lot of things to cover tonight, of which one of those will be talking about the Super Bowl. We're going to get right to that right now. And Hayden, we have a Super Bowl matchup that is going to be the L.A. Rams playing at home versus the Cincinnati Bengals. And one of us at Sports Unleashed crew picked the Rams to win it all. Was it Josh?
No.
Was it me?
No.
Was it Ben Black?
I don't believe so.
Ben Smith was here the night we made these predictions.
I think he picked the Raiders.
Yeah, he did. He didn't quite get there. Ben didn't quite get there, and he didn't pick the Rams, correct?
Nope.
But one of us picked the Rams.
Yep.
Who was that?
It was me.
Why did you pick the Rams, number one, and why are you correct that they're in the Super Bowl? What'd you like about the Rams?
They've got a lot of weapons offensively, defensively. Made some good moves, I thought. In the midseason, picking up Von Miller, OBJ. They picked that guy up for $33,000.
Really?
Did you see that?
I did not see that.
He had a contract where it was $750,000 in some type of like foreign currency. You know how those things
fluctuate. Yeah.
Fluctuate and go up, go down. And he thought that, putting in this one, that it was going to go up. Well, at the end of the year, in the contract, whatever it's worth is how much he gets paid. It's $33,000.
Wow, really?
This guy just played an NFL season and got paid $33,000.
Well, he had been making a little more than that, correct?
Well, for sure. Yeah,
$33,000.
You got to think, not too long ago, he was a top 5 receiver in the league.
Right.
So
a lot of guys play for $33,000 a week.
Yeah,
a week.
Yeah, I'm sure it didn't hurt him as many endorsements and commercials as he runs and money that he gives away to charities and stuff like that. I'm sure it didn't hurt him, but it's kind of weird to think that NFL player just made $30-something thousand. He's playing for a Super Bowl.
We appreciate everybody watching that. We would like to know who you would, pick for your Super Bowl winner and why. If you want to post that on we'll just start right with you, Hayden. Who do you like in the Super Bowl? I mean, why do you like those guys to beat Cincinnati, having picked the Rams before you knew who they were going to play? And you still like them?
I still think the Rams, and I think they're the favorite. I really thought that it might be a Rams-49ers matchup there at the NFC. I don't know. I just thought maybe the Buccaneers would finally Tom would fall eventually. Right. He's going to eventually fall, and the Rams made some plays. Matt Stafford, hat off to that. We were talking about him earlier. You talk about a guy that played 11 years for Detroit, and you look at the two best statistical seasons as a receiver, and it's Cooper Kupp and it's Calvin Johnson. You know who the quarterback was for both those guys?
I guess Matt Stafford.
Matt Stafford.
Yeah.
Kick and play. I mean, he's a good quarterback, and he just never had a defense to back him up, along with maybe some more weapons other than one guy, and he's finally got that. But with that being said, Joe Burrow and the Bengals, I mean, it's hard not to bet against. It's hard to bet against Joe Burrow. So this is a game that I really don't want no part of as far as betting. Because you talk about Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase have never lost a playoff game in college or NFL.
Right. Yeah.
So, I mean, I just think that the Rams probably got a little bit too much for them. I think their defensive line, Aaron Donald, Von Miller, I think they've just got a little bit too much. Burrow probably gets sacked 10, 12 times this game.
Really?
I mean, I could very well see the ball being taken out of his hand to where he doesn't even get the opportunity. With that being said, I don't think Stafford's going to play his best game. I think it might get to him on the big stage. He talked about that when he came to the Rams. That's all he wanted was a chance to play in a big game. And he's had some big games and kept them around. But I think that everybody thinks this is going to be one of those explosive offensive games. And I think both defenses kind of keep it quiet. Maybe a 17-3, 24-7 game, something like that. I'll go Rams.
All right, Josh, who you like?
I gotta go with Rams too.
Rams, two in the Rams.
I didn't get to pick. See, when we did the picks, I did not get to pick who they were going to play in the Super Bowl because we thought we were going to get to come back, and then somebody got sick.
Right.
And then the next week, somebody else
basketball games.
Maybe a basketball game. Something happened to where and I picked Cincinnati to beat the Raiders, but I really thought that Kansas City would have beat them.
Right.
At Kansas City.
Right.
I was like, all right, they lucked up. They beat the Raiders, and then they beat – who did they luck up and beat?
I don't know, but the
Titans.
Yeah, the Titans.
And that was kind of a game where I didn't want no part of. I thought Derrick Henry's coming back. They'll probably try to do too much with him. Cincinnati could go win that game, but I thought surely Patrick Mahomes.
Well, they did. They had them beat. They're 21-3 going in for fixing to make it 28-3 right before the half. And just they didn't get it done when they needed to get it done.
And then the coin toss.
Yeah.
When the Bengals, shout out Brandon Allen, Arkansas Razorback, actually called that coin toss, and we lost. Good job, Brandon. I said, here it goes. Here comes Mahomes. He's going to march down the field. And this is the reason they need to do something in the overtime rule to where – and I don't necessarily think it's got to be a college rule. I think you put 10 minutes on the board. This is what I tell the NFL. If the NFL's listening,
they may be listening.
Put 10 minutes on the board. Don't do 15-minute quarter. Do a 10-minute quarter. Okay. You play that quarter. If that team is good enough to hold the ball for 10 minutes and kick a field goal with no time left, then they win. You play a quarter.
Okay.
I think that's how you do it. Not who can score a touchdown. You score a touchdown, it's over. That way, you say, well, defense wins championships. That's why the Bengals won their defense. It's such a disadvantage on a coin toss. So put 10 minutes up there and give them 2 timeouts apiece to where you can burn them and make that team kick a field goal late with a minute something left.
So you still play the timeout though?
I think you still.
Or once, You play 10 minutes. You kick a field goal. Game's not over.
Correct.
The other team gets the ball. If you're scoring 3 minutes, you got 7 minutes on the clock for the next guy to come down there.
They go to score a touchdown.
They
score a touchdown.
That'd be a true overtime. That would be a true.
He doesn't. And the college one is just so overplayed to where I think NFL it doesn't work to where you might have 15, 20 overtimes. Getting the ball at the 20 and scoring. I mean, you talk.
Well, you get it to 25, and then now they've gone to the 2-point deal after the second one. Yeah, but 2-point, you just got to have.
You start going that to NFL. You got to get 20 yards. They're going to get 20 yards for a touchdown. They're good enough. They're pros, and maybe in a blue moon somebody stops them every 7th or 8th overtime. But I mean, 20 yards. I think you just play a full quarter.
I like that idea. I just do think, regardless whether the defense wins championships or not, I just think that it ought to be equal enough to where the other team gets a chance. I mean, you can compare sports, and in baseball they have extra innings. Both teams get a chance to do that, and in basketball, because of the shot clock. You put 5 minutes on the clock, and college. I don't know what they do in the pros, and you let them play that extra quarter or extra 5 minutes, and whoever's got the most points.
Well, when you do that in high school, I went and watched the Kell tournament. This has been maybe 6-7 years ago. Bay was playing someone 42 game. Bay wins the tip, dribble over half court, hold the ball. 10 seconds left in overtime. They hurry up, run a play, shoot it, miss.
Yeah, I've seen people.
They go to overtime, same thing. Win the tip, dribble over half court, hold the ball.
But you have a choice as a defensive team to decide whether or not you're going to get the ball, and your decision can be, I want to get the ball, but I'm going to have to foul them first.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to foul them for me to get the ball. So
I think that game was 4 overtimes, and I want to say it was Truman, and Truman ended up winning the tip in the fourth overtime, won the tip, went down there, and they did the same thing, held the ball. And they hit a 3 with a little bit of time left, and then Bay went down there and tried to draw up a play, and they couldn't get it done. But, yeah, I've witnessed at the Kell tournament somebody win the tip, dribble over half court, and not dribble.
Yeah. Well, I've seen it in old times, but in next year that will be out. because of the
40-second shot clock?
Is that what it's going to be, 40?
40's probably okay.
Yeah. Most people probably shoot before 40 anyway.
Yeah, and some people don't like it because maybe you're a team that struggles scoring. You play a team in a district regional tournament type scenario, and you're like, I can't go basket for basket with these guys. We're going to stall. And, to say that, I go back to last year, and when we're playing Glen Rose, that team did not want to shoot.
Right.
That was like a 22-21 ball game.
Right, yeah.
They did not want to shoot. They didn't want to get in a run and gun with us. And it worked out. And if you fast forward to next year, you can't do that.
I do want to share this with you. And you talk about holding the ball. Eddie Sutton at the University of Arkansas. I mean, they played several games where I know I can remember a 41-39 game against Texas Tech. Played some in the high 30s, maybe 39-38. But they held the ball, too. This was before o'clock, and they have an interesting deal that we've shown. We're going to talk a little bit about the Razorbacks here in a little bit. As a matter of fact, we'll talk about them right now. Just hosting tomorrow night, to change the subject to get into this, at the end of the program tonight, we're going to play the Charles Ballantyne shot, and as called by Dick Enberg and also by Dick Enberg and Coach McGuire, Al McGuire. And it's amazing what Coach McGuire talks about what's going to happen down the stretch in this footage and what's going to happen during the shots and who's the ball's going to go to and how the play this. What people fail to forget about the shot that Charles Ballantyne hit, and we've talked about this on the program before, but North Carolina had 4 seconds on the clock and the ball underneath their own basket and got a great shot at the basket. Steve Hale missed a shot at the buzzer. And it was a great shot. And McGuire even says when the ball leaves Hale's hand, it's good, it's good, it's good. But they throw the ball into half court, call timeout. Got 2 seconds left. They throw the ball in. The guy launches a three, and he misses the shot. But that's been this week, or on February the 12th, it will be 38 years since that happened. And I just thought it'd be kind of nice to play that tonight based on Hogs are 1-11 against number one teams in the nation, and tomorrow night have a big ball game at Bud Walton Arena as the Auburn Tigers, number one in the country, comes in to play the Arkansas Razorbacks. What do you think about that game? What do you think about the Hogs' chances? And Hogs are playing well, obviously, but Auburn seems to be at an elite level.
Well, I saw where Musselman actually put on Twitter an excuse to get out of work or school, and had it signed at the bottom and said, send this to your boss, and if you need to get off at noon to make the game, because the game, I believe, is at 6 o'clock tomorrow night at Bud Walton. Hogs probably don't match up real well against them. I mean, that's honestly, you look at their guard play, and they can light it up. I mean, the Hogs are going to have their hands full for sure. Going to have a big game. Devo Davis is really going to have to step up, I think. Big man in the middle, Williams, is going to have a big. They've got their hands full, but here's the thing: when you play at Bud Walton, there's nothing like it. And how many times
it'll be a rowdy crowd.
How many times have you seen them? At Bud Walton, even when the Hogs aren't ranked or they're not having a great season, you come to Bud Walton, it's just a little bit different. The crowd gets into it just a little bit different, and some shots might not fall because of the crowd. I mean, it's one of those atmospheres for a basketball game at a collegiate level that it's second to none. I mean, I looked at Duke, Carolina, and you look at the Cameron Crazies and how crazy that would be to go there. And I've been to Bud Walton and seen that, and I know it's been several years now when Qualls had the putback dunk against Kentucky. My dad was there.
Is that right?
He got tickets to it. Was like, I'm going to go. And he wouldn't let me go with him. It was a school night. I think it was on a Tuesday night, too. But, I mean, anything can happen for the Hogs. But I think they've got to limit them under maybe 60 points. I don't think the Hogs can go tick for tack in a 70 ball game, something like that. I don't think they've got enough in them. They're going to have to step up the defense, extend it out, pick them up at half court. Don't let those guards get by the first guy and have the easy dump off down low. Bruce Pearl's good.
Yeah.
He's a great coach, and what he's done at Auburn, Even though I think he's a cheater, he's been caught cheating several times.
You heard it here on Sports Unleashed in Newport, Arkansas.
Just
pass that along, folks. Pass it along. If you like.
Just wait when this all goes down. He cheated at Auburn. It'll happen. But he's got a great team. He's built a program around Auburn. You know, a team that maybe when Barkley was there had a decent little program and then kind of fell off, and now they're kind of back up. You know, the past 2 or 3 years. So. Anything could happen. I don't see the Hogs matching up well against them unless they can hold those guys in the 60s or under. If those guys get in the 70s, I think they kind of run away with it late.
Let me ask you this. How important do you think, and you mentioned the guard play, because I think the guards are just absolutely phenomenal for Auburn. How important is it that the Hogs not get into foul trouble trying to shut down the offensive game plan of Auburn? I'm talking about Note and even Williams in the middle. How important for us not to get in foul trouble?
I think it's very crucial because, I mean, if the Hogs aren't real deep when you talk about it as far as athletes that can match up with those guys. Right. We're not near as deep as them. But to flip the switch, like you're talking about in foul trouble, get those guys in foul trouble. You know, make them make mistakes, and we obviously got to live and die by the free throw line. We got to make our shots when we get there. So maybe you'll see that, some high ball picks, some running to the basket, some things like that. Musselman's the guy for it. Let me tell you, Hog fans do not blank about Eric Musselman because the guy knows what he's doing.
He's pretty good.
Guy can coach.
Yes.
And
recruit.
And recruit. And you'll see that next year because next year it'll be even playing field as far as when you get those recruits in and you finally got his guys that he wants in there. And you think about a lot of guys that play right now are going to have to make a decision. Am I going to stay here and compete for a spot?
Right.
Or am I going to go to the bench? Or do I need to go somewhere else? And that's going to be, if we can get the core guys that are playing right now to stay and be leaders, because you really look out there, there's no really NBA-ready guys now probably.
I agree.
So if you let these guys come, Nick Smith, you talking about the North Little Rock guy, I'm already talking about that guy being a top 10 pick in the draft
exactly right.
next
year. Yes.
As a freshman. I mean, this guy's – let me tell you, if you hadn't seen him, he's the real deal. So, I mean, you get guys like that to come in, you need to keep the core, and that's where Arkansas has always been better than a lot of those other schools in the SEC. Is guys stay here, do their 4 years, and then leap over. Just here recently are we getting those guys, the Moses Moody's and guys like that who are kind of, doing 1 year, maybe 2 years, and then getting out. And that just has to do with Musselman recruiting better. When you get the opportunity at 18 years old to go make millions of dollars, go take it.
Kentucky's lived on that since Coach's been up there, but simply because he gets the best guys in the country, and the best guys in the country are not going to be in college very long. They're just not going to. They're going to be there 1 year.
Because if they didn't have the rule now where you have to sit out a year or have to go a year to college, those guys would go to the NBA.
They'd already go in the NBA.
They wouldn't even think about college because you just think of some of these guys who are coming in. Nick Smith's one of them.
Right.
That guy right now,
NBA player.
If they didn't, he would be on an NBA roster tomorrow.
Yep.
And he's playing high school basketball right now.
He's a dandy.
So that just tells you, I mean, how good these kids are evolving at 17, 18 years old, because it was not too long ago that didn't really happen. Yeah, he's going to, like LeBron, you talk about him, he's one of the guys that came in and, boy, he turned Cleveland around and, got him, that doesn't happen a lot for a 17-year-old kid to have all that weight on his shoulders. I think it's a good thing that they have to at least sit out a year or go a year to college, experience that smaller gym and get to go experience that with your boys.
And only playing a couple of times a week. You look forward to games. Well, then you get the NBA, and it's a grind, 82 games.
Yeah, and then it just becomes a job.
It's a job. It's probably a job in college, but you don't have to play as many games. You play 28, 30 games as opposed to 82. And then with playoffs, you might play close to 100. 100 games in a year. Of course, it lasts for 72 months.
Hogs got to limit Auburn on second point chances. Don't let them get a rebound. Don't let them get a putback. And limit them at the free throw line. Do not get in foul trouble early. And the Hogs very well could turn that thing around at Bud Walton and win this thing. You never know at Bud Walton.
Let me ask you this question.
Blackout at Bud Walton or a whiteout?
I don't have a clue.
It's one or the other.
Well, there'll be a full packed house. and they'll be.
I wish they'd do it at Barnhill.
Screaming. Well, it would be great at Barnhill. You know, in the Charles Valentine deal, everybody talks about, said, you know, that was Barnhill. It was actually in Pine Bluff. It wasn't even in Barnhill. But it's going to be a rowdy crowd. It should be a great basketball game. Looking past this game, how important do you think it is that the Hogs, I mean, do they have to win the game to get in the NCAA tournament? I see the big guy saying, you know, this is a game that maybe they don't have to. But if you look at their schedule, after that, they're at Alabama Saturday, next Tuesday at Mizzou, and they beat Mizzou by 98 points earlier in the year, I think 44.
Yeah.
And then they play at home with Tennessee on the 19th and then go to Florida. So 3 out of the next 4 are on the road in the SEC, and those are tough games to win. I don't care. They beat Missouri 87-43, and they'll go to Mizzou, and they'll have a tough time winning at Mizzou. So how important is it for them to win tomorrow night to get in? Because they're not even rated in the AP Top 25.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of a load right now. I think they're probably one of the best 25 teams in the country.
I do too.
But when you look at it, they've won one big one. You know, they don't really have any signature wins. They beat the teams they were kind of supposed to, and then kind of fell off a little bit middle of the year. But pick it off right now, you know, winning 3, 4, 5 in a row like they have. I don't think it's necessarily a must-win, but this is a game that I promise you they're going to be prepared to win. They're wanting to win that ball game, Auburn.
You know,
shake some things up in the SEC.
We'll be covering our ball club tomorrow night. We'll be doing the Clinton basketball game. We'll talk more about the Hounds, and
that'll be a fun one too.
It's going to be a good one. We'll talk more about that, but first we're going to do the little basketball post game. Well, we obviously don't have a post-game show, and we don't have. Are we good, Josh?
Yeah.
Yeah, and because we don't have a game, but we want to give credit to those folks who sponsor our coaches show and our player of the game, Unity Health, and of course Subway and the.
Well, we got some snow, some ice last week.
Yeah, we did. We got a little ice, and it kind of cost us a few games, but we got plenty of them this week. The Hounds have played well the last 3 weeks. They're playing well. Haven't won a lot of games, but boy, we've been close. We go to Cave City and play a real good, one of the upper echelon teams. Go to Mountain View, beat a pretty good Mountain View team. And then Riverview, tomorrow night's where we'll be. 6 o'clock start, senior girls, and then
Riverview girls are right now at the bottom, and Riverview boys are near 2.
Yeah, they're in the top 3. Yeah, they may be 2. We play them twice. We play them. We play them again. But it's Clinton tomorrow night. Excuse me, Clinton tomorrow night, and then Friday night at Riverview, and then Saturday morning at noon or Saturday at noon, Riverview again. Kind of like a doubleheader. Play on Friday night and then play again at noon at Newport because it's a makeup game. So it is. That's right. It's Clinton tomorrow night. Senior boys, senior girls, and then they're also going to have little dribblers tomorrow night. I think the kindergarten kids are supposed to be there at 6 and maybe 6:45 for the first grade kids. It's also senior night tomorrow night. So
M&P Insurance is doing some Player of the Months too.
Yeah,
Donnie Washam's going to present those. So.
Yeah, awesome. And let me tell you what,
Player of the Month for January and February, I believe.
Okay. And but down the stretch, let's talk a little bit about the Hounds playing well. I found out today that they're going to have a regular district tournament. It'll all be at Riverview. Mm-hmm. The one thing going in, it's always been if there's 8 teams in this deal, if there's 8 teams in it, all you got to do is win one game, go to the regional. Well, if you happen to finish 8th or 9th, I would think, and I haven't seen the bracket, I would think that bracket would make you line up against each other to win a game in.
You got to win. You got to play a play-in game.
You have a play-in game, and then you got to win another game. You got to win 2 games in the district. So the last the last 3 games are real important for the Greyhounds to try to pick up some victories to try to get out of the 8-9 hole if that's even possible. And what are our chances? I think our team's playing well.
Well, I'll tell you this. Just speaking from experience, I remember being maybe a 6 in conference in baseball my junior year. Didn't get to play all of our conference games. Got a lot of rain out, so we didn't have. We lost some games that we probably shouldn't have. In the game, some of the games we could have won, we didn't get to play. Just how it fell. I mean, we were at the bottom. Didn't get a chance to prove ourselves. Went to the district, had to play the play-in game, won that by run rule, and then we had to play the number 1 team in the conference and beat them at their place. And then turned around and played another team, and then had to play another team for the district championship and end up losing that game. But we're district runner-ups, and guys, we were at the very, very bottom.
Right, yeah.
And
it's a challenge.
And a team, following that, we went to regionals. We're the 4 seed coming out. So, or maybe the 3. So we had to play Valley View, I believe. So we go play Valley View. They're picked to win state. They're in that 4A East or 4A3 at the time. Got a heck of a ball club. We beat those guys. We go to state tournament. We were. I'm not exaggerating. I think we're 8-8 going into regionals. We won 4 of those games in the district tournament.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And so we're 4-7 or something like that going in. So we didn't play a lot of games because a lot of rainouts and a lot of things happen. Anything could happen.
You got to get hot when it's time to get hot.
And I think the Hounds, boys and girls, are getting right at the right time, hot at the right time, like you were talking about, David. The girls have a big task with Clinton. I think they're 20-4 on the year.
Yeah, they're good.
I remember we went up there last year, and those girls could play. Yeah. I mean, they had not just 5; they had about 18 that could play. I mean, so I think that obviously the girls got a big task in front of them, and then you look at Clinton boys who graduated quite a few. We had some good games last year against those guys. I remember the battle down low with Chris and their big guy, and then him getting in foul trouble at Clinton, and we winning that game. Losing that guy, we lost Chris, so it's going to be kind of a different thing. But Clinton, a team who's, I want to say 7 or 6 in the boys division, beat Harding Academy twice, and from what I was told, wasn't even that close, either one of them. So I mean, this team can match up well against other teams.
Matchups. It's all about matchups.
And I always go to that when you talk about when we play Pangburn. And Pangburn's middle of the pack team, but we never match up well against Pangburn.
Yeah.
Because they got 5 guys who can go shoot.
Anywhere on the court.
And we just don't match up well against them. But then you look when we play Mountain View and we go beat them at their place after losing by 30 early in the year. Right. It's like 35. We go and beat them at their place. So, and I think they're 2 or 3 in the conference. So, with Clinton coming up and then, playing Riverview, who's at the top, we might match better against Riverview than we do Clinton.
Rosebud, Cave City, Riverview, all near the top.
Cave City, a team that we beat.
Absolutely.
That, once guys get in foul trouble and you attack that, the big guy that Cave City had who's a superior player. I mean, right. he can play. Got in foul trouble at Newport. Had to go sit. He sat maybe 2 quarters. Right. Well, when that happens, we start penetrating them, using that to our advantage. And when you get into those matchups and plays and things like that, especially those teams where everything evolves around this guy. And I don't think that that's our real motto right now is we have one guy who we're like, he's going to get the ball and we're going to live and die by it. We've got guys who can go get 10, 15 points, from different spots. You talk about a guy like Kylan Cright, who's been in a lot of foul trouble in the games that we've had. People attack him immediately. They don't want that guy on the floor. And I think Isaiah's done a really good job the past 2 or 3 weeks defensively and then getting his looks on offense, being strong at the rim. That little turnaround jumper we talk about, the little 8-footer when he turns around, he jumps. You can't defend.
You're not going to block that.
The only thing you can do is foul or hope that he misses.
Right.
And he doesn't miss those shots very often. And then you talk about John Moore and guys like that who can get to the rim, very good shooter. And then Pooty, you talk about Demetric Denton, a 9th grader that moved up, that's really helping take a little weight off of Moore and letting Moore be that set-up shooter that he really is. Not having that guy just have to do everything, because Pooty's another ball handler that can put it on the floor. And then you talk about the Fraziers who get valuable minutes, who can come in and can handle the ball and do the little things right. Going to be effort guys. I mean, we talked about this earlier. Is it possible for a 9 seed to go win the district tournament? And I think we've got as good as chance as 1 through 8. I really do. And I'm not just saying that because I'm from Newport, but you look at it, and nobody's like, I'd like to play them. They're the playing game. They'll play ball knob, and we'll play them. Yeah, we'll be all right.
I don't think anybody, I agree with you totally.
Because, I mean, you look, when we played ball knob the other night, we put a spanking on it.
Right.
I mean, it was kind of out of reach. Cave City's coach was there watching us because we played him the next day.
That's right.
He wasn't there just for his own benefit. He knows.
Right.
Listen, if the Hounds can get rolling in February, that's what we're talking about. Talking to him about. Hounds get rolling in February. They're tough to beat. I do like going back to the district tournament and playing.
I do too. All at one place.
At one place.
Yeah, I do too. Be at Riverview, and they'll host a good tournament. And I mean, it'll be exciting. And quickly about the girls, and of course they've moved up a lot of the girls from the junior high team as went along through the course of the year, and both junior high boys and girls had teams that were going to be district championship contenders, and then when you move up the better players, you kind of put a nail in. And I'm waiting on some results. That the coaches were going to send us some results. The junior high girls and boys are playing the district tournament now. Both those games ought to be finished because one of them started at 5, the other one at 5:15. Both at Cave City, one at middle school, one at high school. Boys at high school.
I'll talk about the girls, and you obviously got to talk about Reagan Head and how dominant she can be at high school level, how she can almost just get to the basket and get points at will. And I think a lot of people are saying around the conference, hey, we got to stop at 25. And with moving some of those ninth graders up and some of the girls that are already playing, you've got other weapons.
Got some depth.
You got a little more depth. You've got some other options. The only thing is that Lady Hounds have got to shoot the basketball outside the perimeter. When they clog everything inside and say that Head's not going to beat us, we've got to knock down some shots. And Auburn Hill's done that. Sadie Washington moved up and played some valuable minutes the other night. Lexi Hembry moving up, a ninth grader. And then you talk about Nia Davis, who's another freshman. That's 4 freshmen that play. And then you talk about the Henderson girl and Fane, who are just hustlers. I mean, they're just gritty. I mean, they've been there, through the bad times and trying to turn this program around. You talk about Green. I really like Brianna Green down low. I mean, 6'1" probably. I mean, she's taller than I am. It'd be tough to
Plays
guard.
well on both ends.
Yes.
Plays well on both ends.
Very smart. Doesn't really ever get in foul trouble. Hands straight up. Not going to leave her feet. Not going to fall for the head fake. I mean, the girls have got a very good opportunity to go make a little run here. And that's all you ask for, is that you play your hardest. And I think both of these coaches have realized, this is maybe a little different than I thought it was going to be, but hey, I'm going to do this thing my way. And I like to see that. I like coaches that do it their way, and they're going to build the foundation and lead up from that. So the girls got a good opportunity with other girls moving up, and then you talk, like we said, the other girls who were on the team prior to the move up that have been there to grind it out and getting those minutes, earning those minutes. Now that you got somebody moving up, it's not, well, we're just going to move her up player. No, you're going to have to earn your spot to get in. And then when you get in, you got to show me, because this girl right here is a 10th grader who doesn't like being on the bench.
Right.
She wants to get back in.
That's exactly right.
And then once you start getting that competitive edge in practice and things like that, when you got girls battling for positions, then that's when practice starts elevating. And then you can see everything coming from the ground up. So I like the way that boys and girls both are handling it.
I do want to mention that Temp Pro Heating and Air Conditioning, Sam and John Laster, 501-827-3213. If you need your heat worked on, you can give these guys a call. Delta Manufacturing Company at Victory 7901 Victory Boulevard. We talk about the Eves family and what they contribute, and Dale and Mary and Amy and Todd Norris, and what they help with Greyhound athletics, and big supporters of what we do, and we can't thank them enough for what they do for us and for what they do for the Hounds. And then, of course, El Puente Mexican Restaurant, the best Mexican food in the world. You can dine in, or you can call your order in. You can drive through, pick it up. Lunch specials every day, and excellent service there. But let's do this. Let's do the Bank of England Mortgage Company intro real quick, and then we'll be right back. Well, you know, we talk about post-game show or whatever the case may be, Bank of England Mortgage Company. If you're looking to refinance your home or you're looking for your first home mortgage, we recommend these guys because Kenny does a marvelous job, and he has for a long, long time. He, brought his business into Newport, several years ago, and has just really built the business. And Cheryl Looper, who also works with him, the class of 1990, the lending team there. But they're in the Village Mall, and so if you need some help on financing of your home, please give those folks an opportunity. But Hayden, again, back on the Hounds, it's coming up. It's district tournament time. The junior high team, we said, playing tonight. Hope to get the scores for you, but. I'm looking forward to calling the games. The regional tournaments in Rosebud. I'm sure we can get a signal there in Rosebud. Hopefully, but I hope we make it to the region of both. But we'll be there to cover those games. And again, the schedule coming up looks like tomorrow night we'll be on the air about 10 minutes before 6 for the girls' game. We'll cover the Little Dribblers. We'll also cover the senior night. Thank you, sir. And it's just a big night tomorrow night. We encourage you to come out for senior night and to support the Little Dribblers also. They're always so cute. Not that I have one that's a little dribbler right now, but I've always enjoyed little dribblers because it gives those kids an opportunity to get out there on the court, and it's always a lot of fun.
Well, you talk about the fans always show up too.
Absolutely, they do.
That's the biggest thing is being that young and getting to experience that many people there to watch you, and it's always a good show. I mean, I really enjoy it. You always look for when they call the names, what kid's gonna do.
Oh yeah,
what kid's gonna do the 360 turnaround with the basketball? I think Natalie Hyman Martin does that, correct?
Right. Yep.
She does a really good job at that, because there ain't no way I could get that many kindergartners.
Well, you're kindergarten in first grade with this two bunches.
There ain't no way I could run that show. Ain't no way. There's probably 60 of them, kindergarten and first grade.
I think, probably at least that, yeah.
Golly, I couldn't
She's put a lot of work in.
Yeah, I mean, because you just think, how many kids can you get to lay on their side and dribble the basketball? And the ball not hit somebody's foot and take off, and then and then somebody jump on somebody. I mean, that right there is
we've had it off and on throughout the years, but it's always a big time. And I hope we continue to do that every year because the kids enjoy it, the parents enjoy it, the grandparents enjoy it, the fans who are there, they enjoy it, and it makes a big crowd, and the crowd will stick around for some big basketball games and support the Hounds.
Boys baseball teams shown up the past few games.
Yeah, talk about that a little bit.
And man, I thought it was a difference maker at Ball when we played Ball Down.
Yeah. They sit one in the student section over there. And
student section was crunk.
Yeah.
I mean, it was nice, And I've always said I think that our home stands are a little too far away for a basketball gym.
Right.
Yeah, it's easy access to walk in, but man, I want that thing in there tight. I want the crowd almost on top of you. That's why I love the Kell tournament so much because I think Swifton's got
great atmosphere.
One of the best gyms as far as high school basketball. 200 people, max capacity. They slam 500 something in there. I don't know how they do it, but it's always. It doesn't matter if you're watching Melbourne play Hoxie. It's fun to watch when you got that tight. But having that student section over there that's on the floor, right below us,
they're on it and they're loud.
I think it's a difference maker.
Yeah.
And, boy, they had the We Want Abel chant. And
I loved it.
Big Abel got to come in and go down there, and kid ended up taking a charge. And let me tell you.
He took a hard one, too, didn't he?
And Abel checked up on him.
I know, he did.
He didn't.
Well, Abel knew he was fixing to hurt somebody.
Yeah, he jump-stopped. He didn't come in there and drop the hammer quite on the kid because the kid wouldn't have got up, I don't think.
I think anytime you can have kids that get excited about other kids' program, it tells you a lot about that program. About that baseball program. We talked a little bit about the baseball program. We can kind of share that here real quick. Baseball and softball is right around the corner, and both groups are working very, very hard. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, that's going to be exciting to watch. With Caleb Spears as the head baseball coach, Jesse Frost, I believe, is the only assistant they have. Caleb's gung-ho. I mean, this is a guy that wants to be here. Got him a house here. Got his wife here. Just had a baby.
Right.
Born maybe a week old now. Guy that wants to build here. I mean, he wants to build this program, this baseball program, and I think he's done some things that I was like, and this dude's crazy, but he gets it done, and I always applaud a guy like that because If that guy's trying, I'm 100% behind you. If you're going to give 100, hey, buddy, I'm right behind you giving you 100. And Chelsea Golden taking over the softball program. You talk about a girl that grew up here.
Absolutely.
Played softball here. Went and played at the next level. I believe CRC is where she played her college ball at. And coming back and getting that opportunity to be the head coach. Coach Williams, Josh Nation, and Kevin Pierce going to help out, correct? Is that all that's helping?
That's all.
Okay. So you got an opportunity there because she's walking in the same thing kind of Spears is walking into. We were talking about this earlier. Some ninth graders moving up and that have played competitive softball.
Right.
Played the traveling ball, played the junior high under Kevin and Josh and Johnny McGuire. Have played together. So she's walking into a chance right now to really make a noise. And I'm telling you that this is not a stretch. We were talking about this earlier for both teams to make a regional. And I can't tell you the last time that boys and girls both made the regional and possibly make a state tournament push. Because, I mean, it's not out of question when you really look at what you got in your conference. Some people might be down, some people might be up. And that's the beauty about high school baseball and softball is it only takes one game.
That's exactly right.
Somebody could have a bad day, and you just made one more play than them. Not that you might have been better than them, but it's all about that one game. You never know, and that's what I was talking about earlier when we were playing. We weren't better than Valley View. We played them 9 more times. You know what they'd have done? They'd have run
They beat you 9, yeah.
But that day, they didn't want to play us.
Yeah.
And that's what it comes down to. With baseball and softball, I love it, and I'm ready for it. March, get here soon.
It'll be here before you know it. We got some little basketball to tend to, and hope that extends as long as we possibly can. And Coach Pierce had asked me something about live streaming, and it's so difficult to do because of the logistics of what we do. And when it's hard to live stream baseball, and softball would be a lot easier to do because the field is a lot smaller and the bases are shorter and it's almost impossible to do.
Well, from the press box for the baseball team, just wouldn't give it the right.
No, you have to set up in the outfield.
In my opinion, and I don't think that they have any electricity or anything like that we could run out. And then you would be playing it backwards.
The biggest thing is I don't think they have any Wi-Fi out there.
Oh, there you go.
I don't think they have any Wi-Fi.
I would assume that they wouldn't have any Wi-Fi.
Yeah. And, to get that done, but it may be something we talk about in the future. But, we
don't want to take away from home crowd either for baseball.
Absolutely right. Yeah, absolutely right.
Because basketball, when we go on the road, a lot of people will watch our broadcast because they couldn't make it. At 6 o'clock start, couldn't get off work in time, whatever the case may be. But if you honestly look at the basketball games that we do at home, there's not as many viewers at the home games because they're right there in the stands.
That is correct. A lot of our viewers are there. A lot of our viewers tonight on this program are at Cave City.
We really encourage you to come out.
Absolutely.
Obviously, if you want to listen to the broadcast, go back and watch it or watch it while we're doing it. We recommend that you do that, but at the same time, get out there, pay the $4 and come
watch it. I tell you what, I'd rather us have no viewers and people watch it. At some time. We're glad to have viewers because what it does for us, it allows those people who cannot make the game, or maybe some people out there who could never make the game, ever, or not just one night.
And we've seen this in football, what it reaches as far as people who moved to Oregon, who were a Newport graduate in 2002.
California, Paris, France.
That happens every single time we get on there. Watching from a different country, some random country.
Isn't it?
Class of 92.
That's exactly right. I love it. I love it.
So that's what we really love to do the home games for, but we really do encourage you to come out tomorrow night against Clinton because I think that we've got an opportunity. Little dribblers in the house, big crowd on hand. You'll have the baseball crew there getting rowdy. It'll be a fun environment to watch tomorrow
Senior night to honor those.
Senior night. Yeah. Hey, Hounds might shock the world tomorrow.
You heard it right here. Hayden Schultz calling the shot tomorrow night. But we'll get right to the two chicks of birthday report coming right up. But I want to remind everybody, Dia Scrap Metal Recycling Center, located out here on the Highway 367 North. They buy cars, iron, copper, cans, brass, steel, stainless, electric motors, and much, much more. You can call them at 523-3858 to ask them about some of the prices. The prices fluctuate, and they're up right now. C&M Ag Depot, located at 2900 Highway 367 North. If you need hunting clothing, Carhartt clothing, lacrosse boots, all kinds of tools. And Ben talks about how much of just a great place it is. It's a retail store. It's a farm supplies, hardware, clothing store. Do a little business with C&M Ag Depot. And then Fletcher Land Surveying. If you're thinking about building a fence or you need some ideas on property lines, Cha-Cha is the guy that you need to see. You can give Kenny a call at 523-5625. Go Hounds from Fletcher Land Surveying. But let's go to the Two Chicks Florist birthday report. Happy birthday to those folks who have birthdays this week. Birthdays today include Benny Malone, Tyler Asher, and Brent Martin. On tomorrow, Tuesday the 8th, Tyrone Watkins has a birthday. On Wednesday the 9th, Akeisha Murphy with a birthday, John Morrow, Adrian Freeman, Stephen First, Kyle Sutherland, and Cha-Cha. Kenny Fletcher has a birthday on Wednesday. On Thursday, Cheryl Honey, Teresa Tinsley, Julia Davis, and Major Bowen, all with birthdays. And then on Friday, Jason Gregory and Vicky Cordell with birthdays. Saturday's birthdays include Jeremy Newberry, Cody Mann, Lindsey Coe, Wade Downs, Lacey Cockrell Davis, and Mary Birdsong. That's all on Saturday the 12th. And then on Sunday, Jesse Cordell, Janet Purvis, Andrea Walker, Anna Hackney, and Shane Addington, all with birthdays on Sunday. Happy birthday to you from Two Chicks Florist and More and Cable 15 TV. Fathead Pizza, one word, it's all caps, and if you need a good ham and cheese sandwich, make sure you ask for double meat and double cheese and get you a couple of ranch dressings on the side, and it just makes that ham and cheese sandwich as good as you've ever eaten. I told Marcus not too long ago, I don't even like ham and cheese sandwiches. I've never eaten ham and cheese sandwiches. But I love the ham and cheese sandwich from Fathead Pizza.
I think it's called the Razorback.
What's on it? What kind of meat's on it? Is
Say,
that ham?
there's a Razorback, and then I think the other one's the Boss Hog, and I can't remember.
Yeah.
I can't remember which one has jalapenos on it, but let me tell you,
Fathead too.
or is it a Fathead?
Fathead sandwich, yeah.
Is it a Fathead? I thought it was a Boss Hog, but anyway, one of them has got jalapenos on it. Let me tell you, I always get extra jalapenos, and they hook a brother up
That's a
with
guarantee.
them jalapenos, boy.
It's one word, it's all caps, and it's Fathead, the Hembry brothers, and White River Health System up in Batesville, and we appreciate them being a lot of help to what we do right here in Newport, Arkansas. And those folks do a lot of great work in Batesville and Newport and northeast and north central Arkansas. And we appreciate the White River Health System. And then Farmers Tire Mart, where the rubber meets the road. If you're looking for a set of tires, folks, go down there and price you some tires. Tommy and Linda Bain and Marty Bain Brown, a family-owned business for many, many years right here. If you need service work on your car, go in there and ask them, can they help you? Because I can promise you one thing, they'll do it as well as anybody will. And we appreciate Farmers Tire Mart. But we got a couple of things coming up. Hayden, great show tonight. The Hounds, big basketball game with Arkansas tomorrow night, and then the Hounds tomorrow night. And final thoughts before we get out here. And what we're going to go to before your final thoughts is the customized vision care, a look back, and we're going to look back at the Charles Ballantyne shot, an outstanding effort 38 years ago when the Hogs beat the number one team in the nation, the North Carolina Tar Heels, with Michael Jordan on that team. And then right after that, we're going to play the George Kell Auto Show. But final thoughts on the broadcast tonight.
Go Hounds, come out tomorrow night.
Go Hounds. It ought to be a dandy of a time. And, folks, we appreciate you joining us here for Sports Unleashed on Cable 15 TV. For Ben Black, who's on assignment elsewhere, for Josh Nation, for Linda Black, Hayden Schultz, I'm David Black. Until next time, hope you all enjoy these next 2 videos.
Before the game, in a light conversation, Eddie Sutton and Dean Smith, and now it's down to loosen the tie and mop the brow. Arkansas 63, North Carolina 64, and we have 29 seconds left.
The important thing right now, Dick, is Arkansas has no timeouts left. So whatever plans he had to do, he had to tell his ball players on both sides. I would go for a little bit early shot, and if I missed, I foul, so I'd have a second shot at least tying and send it into overtime. The guy makes 1 for 2 on the other end. Look for Robinson to get the ball.
29 seconds remaining.
Got to get the ball into Robinson's hands. There it is. That's the key man. All right, no, they're going for 1. Now they got to analyze the defense. Going to kick it in the Klein then if they can do it. Look for the foul. Klein can hit the foul shot. It was undefeated team. It can all end right here. Hasn't been an undefeated team since 1976. Indiana. Oh, Christ, to hold on to it.
Robertson, he scored!
Oh, he scored. It's 4 seconds. Timeout, right. They got to put 2 seconds back on the clock, Dick. The game's not over.
Charles Ballantyne, with that 10-footer from the baseline, has given Arkansas a 1-point lead. 2 seconds, but I believe there'll be 4 seconds for Carolina.
Gets it on the baseline here. No foul on that play. Ball goes right in. All net.
Timeout, 4 seconds is the correct call. North Carolina will have 4 seconds. It was a great save by Ballantyne. He was surprised by the pass. He thought that Robertson was going to shoot and had the presence to nail the 10-footer.
Show you how well North Carolina's educated. 3 guys called timeout when that shot was made.
Congratulations to our most valuable players. Michael Jordan, who's shooting down the stretch in the second half, got Carolina back in the lead. Michael Jordan. And for Arkansas, boy, is it tough. Is it Albert Robertson or Joe Klein? Both men were outstanding, but Klein had to play the full course of the game. And so Joe Klein, in a tough call, most valuable player for Arkansas, $1,000 scholarship from Chevrolet to both the University of North Carolina, University of Arkansas. Plaques to the 2 outstanding players, Jordan and Klein, today. They are going to give North Carolina 5 seconds. Well, on our clock, which is not official, it was 4. Now it's down to 3. Well, we had it at 4, so.
Boy, those guys pull timeout so quickly.
Let's go back to the shot.
Watch how fast Sam Perkins calls timeout. As soon as the shot goes through, watch it.
4.
Timeout right away. There's Matt Doherty. Timeout right away.
Now, Carolina sets up its attempt to stay unbeaten.
No, but you got to lay back there. Robinson, you're too close. They're going to throw the ball down court and try to get another timeout at the half-court line. They're going to throw it down.
Here it is to Perkins.
Another timeout. This is everything that Dean Smith does is by the book. Everything. The second timeout was going to come at half court, and 1 second would go off the clock. Now they have a set play. I don't know what the play is, Dick, but almost Dean Smith does not make decisions at the end of a game. They are pre-made for it.
And in fact, it's been well chronicled that Smith spends time in almost every practice, situations like this. You're down by 1 point. We've got 4 seconds left. Here's what we'll do. He practices for this situation. Many teams just hope they get in it. He practices for it.
You're right on the money. I knew it right away. What they try to do is get the ball to half court what? Call that second timeout. Now they have no timeouts left. That's all she wrote now. So now they'll have a play. It probably will end up being, I would say, some type of a high pass down low with some type of pick around the paint. I would leave the guy. No, I wouldn't. Excuse me. What I would do now, I would put a tall guy in to take the man that's taking the ball out of bounds. I'd take one of my back subs that might, as long as he's 6'10", 6'11", and have him play up close to the guy that's taking the ball in bounds. So when he throws the ball in, he has to loop the ball. So your defense can adjust to it. Are you listening to me, Dick?
Yes, I am. But see, I'm also looking there at the top 10. As you see, North Carolina, number 1. Georgetown, DePaul, Houston, Las Vegas, Kentucky, Illinois, impressive again today. Memphis State, they've won 9 or 10 in a row now, and we're going to see them next Saturday against Louisville. We're going to see Carolina next Sunday against Maryland. UTEP, Oklahoma, the top 10 in the nation in our basketball writers poll. And Carolina has 2 seconds to maintain that unblemished record. Will it be Perkins? Will it be Jordan? Who will take that final shot?
I like to see Hale take a deep one downtown.
Meanwhile, Arkansas's Eddie Sutton trying to figure all the possible options for Smith, and you can't do too much in 2 seconds. We'll try to defend it.
You'll guarantee one thing there. Their hands will be up in the air. Now, the clock doesn't start, gang, until the person touches the ball inbounds. Now, 2 seconds is 1,001, 1,002. It's a long time.
Robert Brandon, just like you said, Coach, Robert Brandon, a football player, 6'7", 240 pounds. He's come into the game first time to guard the man passing the ball in.
All right, now Matt Doherty's passed the ball in. There's the big guy. Good play by Coach Sutton. Number 42 on Arkansas. He'll put his hands up. Get your hands up. No, you can't back him up too far. He's backing it. Ref can't back him up too far. He'll move back in. Now he's cheating. He's moving back in. Now the ref will move him out again. Put your hands up, number 42. So Matt has to throw the ball high. Now they want to move him back a little bit. There's not enough room out of bounds. See, there's 3 feet, but he can't back up 3 feet because of the press row. He's jumping up bounds. Up down, 1,001. 1,000. It's good.
Pandemonium in Pine Bluff. Dean Smith's unbeaten challenge has ended as Eddie Sutton's Razorbacks prevail 65-64. Oh, my. This sellout crowd treated to one of the great games in Arkansas history. Eddie Sutton's Razorbacks see Steve Hale's desperation shot go off the rim. Here it is again. It may be as big a win as the University of Arkansas has ever enjoyed.
We welcome you to George Kell Motor Company in Newport, Arkansas. As always, I am David Black. As always, he is John G. Pennington. And as always, we appreciate you for following our lead and coming to buy our automobiles. John G., what's up, brother?
That's right. Well, hey, just a note for all you guys out there and gals, it's Valentine month. Don't mess up, okay? Don't mess up and not do it. Get it done. Don't mess around. Have to hire an attorney, you know. Although, get the chocolate. Get the chocolate and the card. Do it today. Don't forget. Hey, you know why the skeleton didn't want to send any Valentine Day cards out?
No, sir, I don't.
His heart wasn't in it.
Ladies and gentlemen, again, as we have in previous shows, this will be a dandy, I can tell already.
Well, yeah, it probably will be before it's over with. Hey, great duck season this year. We had a lot of fun, me and the guys, and all hunted out with Big Mike Brand out at Big Mike Brand's in Amgett had a heck of a good time. The Lord blessed us with some great hunting experiences and killed a lot of ducks and had a lot of fun. And hopefully all my buddies out there that hunted were safe and good and they got their dogs back in. My dog tried to wake me up this morning. He was trying to wake me up this morning and to go duck hunting, and it's over. And I said, man, it's going to be another 10 months or so. And he went over and laid down and pouted.
Is that right?
Yeah, he did a great.
Cash,
that's
correct?
Cash. That's Cash.
Tell the story about Cash. I saw a deal on Facebook where Cash did something that doesn't happen very often in the duck woods.
Well, it's something you don't really train a dog, but he'll get two at a time. The other day I was hunting with Bubba Sink and we knocked some pintails down, and there was one that was laying there pretty close, 20, 30 yards off, and one that was out a pretty good distance, and Cash ran by the dead one and went out and got the cripple one, came back and then got it. He's done that several times this year. You see it a lot with teal or little ducks, and he does that a lot with little ones, but you don't see him pick up two big ducks. So he picked up two pintails that time, and he's done double mallard retrieves and all that.
That is awesome.
I got videos of him breaking ice. You know, he's pitting those paws of all the unbelievable dog. He really is. He's a big old dog. Like me, I'm a big old boy.
You are a big boy, aren't you?
I'm a big old boy. Hey, you want to do some car shows? You just want to pit? Well, I don't care.
I can sit here and talk for an hour if we need to.
Here's one right here that we bought from a person.
Okay.
Didn't have a need anymore. It's a 2021 Chevy Equinox, 9,600 miles on it, blacked out, black bow tie, black wheels, tinted. Already got the eyebrow tinted on the top of it. It's got remote start, the power lift gate, rear view camera, heated seats, power driver's seat, lane departure, front collision alert. Great look. They're really great looking cars, and especially when they blacked out. These little cars like this look great. 31.7, great looking car. I'm not a stealth guy. I'm not the solid blacked out kind of vehicle.
Right.
A lot of people are, and this is one of them. 9,600 miles, 31.7, already tinted and everything, ready to roll. Factory warranty still on it. Come out and get it and drive it, and if you like it, we'll sell it to you. If you don't like it, we won't sell it to you. We'll ask you to drive something else if you want to. 2021 Chevy Equinox, 9,600 miles, blacked out, 31.7.
The next one, I just kind of remind everybody, John, and I guess you, like me, we came from the chrome era as opposed to the blackout era, and I'm kind of like a chrome wheel, and I like a little chrome on the side, and it's just kind of old school at our age. But today, in today's market, everybody likes the blackout wheels.
I think I've told a story. I had a 56 Chevrolet, and I wanted some chrome reverse on it. Some chrome reverse wheels, and it snap a baby moon on top of it, really good looking. And I told my dad, I said, Dad, I'd like to get some of those chrome reverse with some moons. And he said, we'll save you money up. Well, I was in a big hurry, so I went to Wright's Hardware on Main Street, got a can of silver paint, and painted those wheels silver. That didn't work out the way I thought.
I did one of those too.
That was awful. I was better off before I ever got the paint. But hey, I made a run at it.
You tried your best.
And traded the 56, got a 57. It had some Krager mags on it.
Krager mags.
Yeah, had some Kragers on it. I wish I had that car back.
Boy, that's a truck.
Boy, I love that car.
I think probably
traded that one for a 64 Impala Super Sport. It was yellow with a black painted top. Had no air conditioning.
That car.
Yeah,
I remember that one.
Yeah, it was a dandy. It had black Kragers on it too.
That's why you're in the car business. You like trading, didn't you?
Well, I did. Yeah, but back then you trade one for about 300. Yeah. Just swap pink slips and give them 300. Move up a couple of years.
That's exactly right.
Hey, we got a Honda CR-V all-wheel drive right here. It's an EXL. It's got 75,000 miles on it, which is nothing for one of these guys. It's got a sunroof. It's got heated leather seats. 2.4 liter 4-cylinder. Gas mileage will be great. Good rubber on it. Good looking tires. It's got a sunroof, I think. Is that a moonroof or a sunroof?
It looks like a moonroof to me, John.
Okay.
Moonroof. What do you have on your side?
It's agile, versatile. It's a sunroof. Yeah, it's a sunroof on that thing. 20,900. Great looking little car, Honda. You know the quality they make. Good vehicle. 20,900 on the 14 Honda CR-V all-wheel drive. Now, last time we talked about a show, we had all this bad weather coming. It never came. We're doing this show today. We got bad weather coming, supposedly ice storm. So, get your firewood stacked up, get your generators ready, go get your milk and bread and whatever else that Lolly says to go get, because that's important. I guess everybody makes French toast or something when it gets bad. Everybody
Milk
uses it.
and bread.
Yeah, milk,
what are you gonna
bread.
do if you don't get any bologna?
Yeah, what are you going to put on that? I don't think bologna be good on milk and bread, do you?
No, I don't think so. Just kind of mix it up.
Yeah, kind of. I don't know, but anyway, by the time y'all see this, it'll all be over and done. But it's what we're doing is filling in this nonsense here.
Yeah, we're filming on February the 1st on a real airish day, and we do apologize if my microphone is picking up all the wind. That's why I kind of cover that up occasionally.
It's kind of windy anyway.
It's kind of windy, but hey, it's a goodbye right here, John G.
It is. It is.
Hey, and we want to talk about, before we get to the next one, inventory is better than it's been in a long, long time, both used and new.
And I know you were going to bring this up.
I was going to wait a car, but go ahead.
Well, it's important to know that, yes, these are still available on every vehicle at no upcharge. It's one of the things we do, and like we always say, if it's an SUV, you get the one in the back free too. Free, no charge.
Free.
Every one of them. Rock and roll radio, cool breeze, got it all.
Got it all, brother. Got it all at George Kell Motor Company.
Hey, you know what kind of snakes are found on automobiles?
I hesitate to guess.
Windshield vipers. Vipers.
I got it. Can I quit today? You quit on me 2 or 3 times. I quit. Where do you get these jobs?
2017 windshield viper. That's the kind of snake.
Vipers.
2017 Chrysler Pacifica. I don't know what else you could get on one. You know, we're not Chrysler dealers. I got in here and looked at this thing. It's pretty cool. Touring L Plus, 76,000 miles, 3.6 liter engine, power opening doors on both sides. You can do it by pulling the handle. You can do it with the remote control. Heated leather seats, heated steering wheel, double DVD headrest players in the second row, side and rear cameras, stowaway seats. You can fold them all, and they all go down in the floor. Power lift gate, remote start. Good gosh almighty, what else could you want? You say, well, I want a dark gray one.
Got it.
And a Viper.
And free Vipers in George Kell Motor
It's a
Company.
great looking car. The inside's got that light gray heat and cool leather. Man, I'm telling you, I said heated and cool. I don't know if it's cool. I know it's heated.
It's heated.
It's heated. But it's a great car. $29,900. That's a lot of car for the money. A lot of car for the money.
We started off on a pretty good track. The first three dandies. First three are dandies.
Really
We're
good.
George Kell Motor Company. We're in Newport, Arkansas. We invite you to give us the opportunity to save you some money. We can't save you one nickel unless you ask. A plethora of automobiles, John.
And we got a bunch of them.
And a bunch of them, too.
We've got a bunch of them. 19 GMC Acadia. This is a little base Acadia.
Okay.
It's not heavy loaded. It doesn't have nav. It doesn't have all these things. Some people don't want all that stuff. One owner bought here, 26,000 miles. You can buy this thing for $31,900. Still got a lot of factory warranty left on it. It's dark sky color. I think it's really good. It's got the cloth interior that's light gray and black, kind of a combo. It's a great looking vehicle. It's got a rear camera. It's a one owner, been serviced here, no smoke. Great car, $31,900. If you're looking for one, some people want a terrain. They don't need a third row seat. But this has a third row seat, so you got 7 passengers in here. You get a chance to come out and drive it. Beautiful vehicle for $31,900. Great looking vehicle. You can finance it out. You know, these cars now, you can finance them out if you want to.
For a long
84
time.
months.
84 months. That's a long time.
That's 7 years.
That's a long time.
Hold on.
Do that. How'd you?
84 months, 7 years. That's you 12 times you 7.
And carry the vote.
And the nut.
84.
What was it? Who was it that wasn't very good at gazentas? Like 6 gazenta 12 and 12 gazenta. Yeah, gazentas.
I think it's one of the Three Stooges.
I think or one of us probably. 19 SLE GMC Acadia, $31,900. Great car.
$31,900. We'll move to the next. We'll remind everybody you can see at the bottom of our screen our website at georgekellmotorcompany.com. That's where you can go on and see all the inventory. And we say this on every show, and we'll say it again on this one, John. If you see a picture on all these new ones that we got coming in, or even on maybe a used one we trade for, if it looks like it was taken down in the middle of the desert,
or up in the mountain range or something, we didn't take that picture.
That's not our picture.
That wasn't ours. But we'll get you pictures when it gets here. Hey, this right here, traded for it not long ago, 2014 Lincoln MKS. Only got 69,000 miles on a 14.
Wow.
Very
on
low
a 14. Very low mileage. 3.7 V6, sunroof, remote start, power opening trunk, rear view camera, heated leather, $17.9. If you're one of these people that don't want to, that doesn't want an SUV or something, but you want a sedan, right here's a great one. Good looking car, run like a Haint, silver, got good silver wheels on it. Windows are already tinted, sunroof, $17.9. A lot of car for the money.
A car like this will glide down the freeway.
How will it go?
It'll glide
down the freeway.
One more time.
Glide down the freeway. Let's don't do that again. Hey, you know what happens when a frog's car dies?
Let's see.
It gets towed. So
I saw where Joe Miles said the other day, "You're a man of quick wit." He was right.
I don't know about all this. Anyway, hey, here's a brand new, just got here, and I think Linda's getting some shots of the black wheels. 2022 Acadia SLT.
Ooh, nice.
Cayenne red, jet black interior, dual sunroof. It's already got the floor liner package, heated steering wheel, 8 passenger seating. It's got the elevation black grille and the black wheels, 20-inch black wheels. Got the black roof rails. This car lists for $45,245. We are not adding anything to the MSRP as some are. We're not. You can get $1,000 customer cash. Everybody can get that. If you currently own a Buick or a GMC, you can get $250 more. If you finance with GM Financial, get $250 more. And then if you're a first responder, that kind of thing, you might qualify, if you're currently in that business, $500 more. Anyway, great looking car. This one just came off the truck and they pulled it around. I said, "Let me have that one. I want to show this one today." So it just got here, Cayenne red, loaded up. Yeah, $45,245 less the rebates. Everybody's going to get $1,000, so that's $44,245, and you might get some of that other too if you do the things you have to do to get that extra rebate.
Would you think the person or the committee that decided we're going to call this Cayenne red thought this might be a hot unit? That's my joke for today. Get it? We're moving on.
No, that was a good one. That was a good one. Ladies and gentlemen, David Black will be here the rest of the show.
We're moving on to the next set of cars. John, we laugh, we tell some jokes, have a lot of fun, but that's kind of the philosophy of what we have here at George Kell Motor Company. It's a lot of fun selling and buying cars here.
That's what we want to do. So many people come in and they say, "God, it just gives me anxiety to think about buying a car." Well, gosh, getting a new car ought to be fun. It ought to be a lot of fun. And I know that some dealers are high pressure and you got to do it today, and I've got your car sold, and they won't give you keys back, and they press you and push you off to this guy. We do it here kind of the way we'd like to be treated. The people here have been here a long time. We're not big city. Like I always used to say, if you walk in, you see coats and ties and shiny shoes, you ain't at George Kell.
Run.
So anyway, that's kind of our philosophy. We want to treat people the way we want to be treated, and I think it's worked for us for 60-something years now. And hopefully people will give us an opportunity to show how easy and fun it can to be to buy a car. We have a lot of fun doing the show, and we get a lot of comments on it. Some of them we can't repeat, but that's all right. That's all right. But we have fun doing it. It's a no-pressure deal. And like we said, times are kind of crazy right now, and if you buy a car from us, you want us to deliver it, we'll deliver it to you within 200 miles. We won't charge you anything. So we can bring it to you, do the paperwork online, you can do everything, never have to come see my ugly face. But you can come out here and see all the rest of the good-looking people like Chelsea and Harmony and Fresh Prince and Dorsey and Dean and Steve and Lindy and all the really nice people, the really good-looking people.
I got you.
And you get to see Terry. Terry's a pretty lady, so you don't have to look at me. I don't blame you if you don't want to.
John, but if they don't come in to visit with you, I cannot imagine buying that automobile, which I buy my automobiles from John G., that they wouldn't get the jokes that they get when you see you face to face. I mean, if they're just doing it on the computer, that's not a lot of fun.
I'm sure.
Or do you actually, when you're computing with them, do you tell them a little joke or two?
No.
No. Y'all business, huh?
No, it's all business in, baby. I'm trying to save them money, getting them a car, to make them happy. There might be a joke thrown in or two.
You know what? And
Speaking of that, I had a customer yesterday that came in. I'd sold him a vehicle, and he was having trouble. He couldn't work the seat belt. He kept working and working, and finally it clicked.
I have no more to say. I'm telling you. I want to go back and look at the first show that we did 15 years ago and see how much more professional we were then than we are now.
Had to be more. Couldn't be any less than it is now. Couldn't be any more than it is now. Yeah, he couldn't figure it out, but then it clicked. This is a 6.2 liter. This is a big engine. It's the big boy. It's the 2021 Chevy Silverado LTZ 1500. 33,300 miles, still has factory warranty bumper to bumper, plus, the engine transmission up to 60,000 miles. Heated seats, heated and cool seats in the front, heated second row seats, power seats on both sides, navigation, remote start, power tailgate, spray-in bed liner, power opening rear window. It's an LTZ. It tells you about everything you need to know. Knee deep in rubber, got the good running boards on it. It's a loaded up guy, $59,900. Sounds like a lot, but price a new one, $59,900. Great color. That's another dark sky. Great looking interior. Some people there's an interesting thing going on. Some people want a 6.2 engine. They want a great big V8 engine. General Motors now has a 2.7 liter engine, a 2.7 liter 4-cylinder engine that puts out the same pound-feet of torque as this engine does.
Wow.
And it's crap for a 4-cylinder engine. Same thing with our new diesels, 3.0 diesel. That 3.0 diesel will put out all of that torque at 1,500 RPMs, where this engine has to be 4,500 RPM. So, come out and drive these things. Some people say, I don't want a 4-cylinder. Well, come and drive it and then tell me what you think when you go down the highway and kick it in gear. Come out and drive these things, make your mind up. We'll sell you whatever works best for you.
Amazing how much not only the world has changed in technology and how we communicate, but in technology on how we make these vehicles.
Isn't that something?
It's
a
amazing.
2.7 liter engine puts out 310 horsepower and a lot of torque, just like that little diesel I talked about. It'll put out the same amount of torque as the big 6.2 engine, but it'll do it in 1,500 RPMs versus 4,500. So it spools up quick and goes quick.
Can you get any service at George Kell Motor Company?
Only the best in the business. We say it every show. Salesmen sell the first one, service sells the rest. We've got the best group back there. All of them are highly trained. They're all honest. They do what they're supposed to do, and they're good at what they do. Times have been a little tough on some of our loaner vehicles. We haven't had a huge inventory, so we've been a little short on loaners, but we try to make it happen when we can for our customers. Come out and see us. If you don't buy here and you need service, you won't get it any better than you can get it right here. Come out and see Scott Cooper and his whole crew. They're all great. They all do what they're supposed to do when they're supposed to do it. So give us a chance on the service. And listen, accessories. Sometimes we don't say that enough, but we've got it all right here. You buy a vehicle, you want a lift kit, you want wheels and tires, you want spray-in bed liners, you want whatever. We can do it all right here. We do it all the time. You can dress one up, dress one down, whatever you want to make it look like, we can do it right here on the lot. You get GM accessories, they're all warranted along with the vehicle, so you need accessories, we got them.
I remember years ago when I was in the business, if you wanted tires, you had to take it down to this place, and if you wanted wheels, you had to go down to this place, and if you wanted something else, you had to go down to this place. If you wanted a bed liner or whatever, you have to go and order one, blah blah blah. It has just really changed. Speaking of bed liners, we don't do bed liners anymore. They spray them in.
Yeah.
And that's some technology that came around several years ago.
Yeah.
But what great ingenuity to say we're going to spray these things in instead of putting a piece of plastic in there.
And their lifetime guarantee. You throw a shovel in there, knock a hole in it, cut it or something, we'll fix it. It's lifetime guarantee. We do it all right here. Wheels, tires, lift kits, leveling kits. Every car comes from the factory with the nose down on it a little bit. That's called the angle of windshield rake. Say rake with me. Rake. Anyway, that's the angle so the wind hits, so they got it down a little bit. Everybody wants theirs to be squared up. I always do it too, and I'll bet you it doesn't make a mile per gallon.
No.
In 10 miles. It don't have anything to do. It's just some more of that interference from Uncle Sam. Get them leveled up, get the nose up. We do it right here. If you want to raise the whole thing up with a lift kit, we can do that too. Whatever you want.
Young people like that, middle-aged people like that, and guys our age like that too.
Hey, I want mine squared up. I don't want the nose down. I don't want to go like this. I want to go like this.
This guy wants to be strutting down the road when he's driving.
That's right.
And I'm with you, brother.
That's right.
I'm with you all the way.
That's right. If you ain't the lead dog, the view never changes.
It never changes, does it, brother?
Second place is first loser, etc., etc. Okay, what we got right here is an 18 Ram 3500. It's a hang down your head, Tom Dooley. That's what it is. It's a dually. This sucker's got 6 tires. That's a half a dozen tires on this thing. You know it? Count them and see if I'm right.
It is.
Tradesman, which means it's more of a little base model. 6.7 liter Cummins diesel, one of the best diesel engines ever made. 4-wheel drive, 97,000 miles on it. It's got a rear camera. 5th wheel ball is in the back. Spray-in bed liner's in there. It's just a big old heavy work truck.
Monster right here.
If you want a big old heavy work truck to do some big old heavy work, you're in luck. And especially if you want a wipe.
Because we just happen to have a
We
wipe.
just got a wipe. Just traded for it about a week ago. I did not trade for it. One of the others did. Big old truck. It's made to do what it's made to do, and that's just pull and haul.
Can I point out one feature on this one, please?
No. Yes.
Look how long that mirror is there.
Oh, how long the mirror is it? Yeah.
And the mirror has to be long because it's got more in the back. See,
And
I
it's a
noticed that. I noticed it because the bed's kind of longer. Then the mirror's got to be a little longer. This is a big monster unit right here.
That's what it is. It's a big old truck. If you're interested in it, 51.8, come out and drive it. 18 Ram 3500 dually. It's a big boy.
It's a big boy.
It's a big old boy.
We're moving on to the last one of the day. We've got a few more jokes that we need to tell, a few more stories that we need to tell. John, in all seriousness, people watch this show. People enjoy this show. People respond to this show. People buy automobiles from us because they see it on this show, and we thank all those people who do that. I mean,
Well, sure.
It's amazing how good this show has been for all the folks, not only in Newport and Jackson County, but around the world, because people come from a long ways to buy automobiles from
They
us.
really do, and a lot of people watch the show. They think it's fun. I can't imagine getting up at 6:30 in the morning and want to look at me and you, but I guess some people got nothing else to do, which is okay, and we appreciate them watching. People up in Missouri, we've had people from Missouri, Texas, Oklahoma called in and said we watch your show, on the internet.
Yeah.
And we watched the last one and we'll never watch it again. But that's okay. That's okay. Hey, you know what the difference is in the swine flu and the bird flu?
No, sir.
One requires a tweetment and the other requires an ointment.
I quit. I'm telling you, I quit.
A tweetment and an ointment. Bird flu, swine flu.
Oh, John G. Pennington.
Maybe it'll start sleeting and we'll go in.
Maybe.
And stop this nonsense.
Your dad would be proud of you.
No, he wouldn't.
Yes, he would.
He'd probably hit me in the head. Hey, right here, brand new. We just got this one in. They're hard to get. 22 Buick Encore. We've sold a
plethora.
We've
of
sold a
these.
bunch of them. That's
We've
right.
Sold a plethora of these.
It's a 22. It's Summit White. It's got gray and black interior, cloth interior. This thing only stickers for $26,755.
Really?
Everybody's going to get $500 off customer cash. So that's $26,255. If you finance through GM Finance, you get another $250. Now you're at $26,005. And if you own a Buick or a GMC, you don't have to trade it. All you got to do is show us a current registration. You get another $250. So now you're down to $25,755
For a brand new.
A brand new Buick Encore 2022 model.
That is a bargain.
It's got Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, all the basic kind of stuff that you always thought you needed. Great little cars, good looking wheels and tire. Boy, you see them all over the place anymore. The Chevrolet is a version of it. It's called a Trax. And we've got one of those too if you want a little Chevrolet version. A brand new vehicle up in the $25,000 range,
don't
full
find much
factory
of those.
warranty and all that. Man, I tell you, they're good little cars, service out well. Come out and drive one. If you got a company that you need to carry a few things in, you can lower the seats in the back. Got plenty of room in the back. Great runabout car. If you got 9 kids, it ain't your car, Or if you're pulling a seed wagon, or if you're pulling a combine header, this ain't your car. That's your car.
Right here.
So
The
whatever.
monster.
The big boy.
The big boy.
The Ram. a lot of car for the money if you're looking for one. Great gas mileage, good little car, gets you around great. Good looking car with good looking wheels. Come out here and drive it to Buick Encore.
George Kell Motor Company, and we enjoy doing this show. We talk about it all through. We get a lot of jokes, but in all fairness, we have more vehicles than we've had in some time. The new ones are coming. We've got more inventory coming. Talk about where we stand inventory-wise and what it looks like for the next 90 days.
We've got quite a few vehicles in last week. Got in some Tahoes and Yukons that we've been waiting on.